Hey guys, Sen here. I've become the very thing I swore to destroy. Last raid weekend, I played in a 1600 minus clan for the very first time. I finally got a taste of what it's like to face level 2 cannons on level 3 districts with your maxed out miners, and I liked it. Long story short, in the clan capital, you match clans with a similar number of total upgrades as you, meaning you can upgrade your offense and then choose not to upgrade your defense to rig the system into giving you low-level opponents to attack with your maxed out armies. Clans who do this have always had an unfair advantage in terms of trophies and raid medals over clans who do upgrade their defenses further, because it is so much easier to attack low level opponents who tend to also run much worse layouts. And also, this advantage is bigger than ever since the release of Super Miner. Miners are especially broken against low-level defenses because they destroy the buildings faster, they tunnel underground faster, and then they avoid taking practically any damage. Now, of course, the deployments for the Super Miner attack are very precise and very intricate. You have to deploy all your miners on one tile at the very start, then you're going to have to locate the defenses inside the base, and then you're going to have to put your spells on top of the defenses. And finally, this is the most important step of them all. You have to force quit the app as soon as you've dropped everything, preferably within the first few seconds of the attack. Now, I'm not yet skilled enough to perform this attack properly, to perform the dark arts on my own, so these minor hits I'm showing are actually from the other fine gentlemen over at Sag. I'm currently training under Emperor Babu in the ways of the Force, which is short for force quit minor spam, but maybe in a few years I'll be good enough to do this on my own. But for now, let's just watch as these miners finish off one-shotting this base. This is actually the first time anyone has seen the end of this attack. Not even the attacker has seen the end of this attack, because he's already force quit the app and moved on to one-shotting his next district. So what I'm showing you guys is exclusive footage of the end of a miner spam attack that no one has yet seen before. The miners are digging their way to the spell factory, digging their way towards the last district hall, and that is Wizard Valley one shot in one attack. Now we're coming in with the force against the second Wizard Valley. Drop the miners at the very start, drop down your heal spells inside the base. Heals are preferred over frost against lower level defenses because the heal can actually out heal the defense damage, as well as get your miners through the traps like these two giant bombs that are about to pop on his miners. He dropped his zap randomly inside the base wherever he pleased because you can get away with anything on this attack. But once he drops his second heal spell, which he should have done by now, he can force quit the app and move on to the next one. He's actually waiting to see where his miners are going, which is unoptimal. He could have saved another about 20 seconds by dropping his heal spells down and one-shot another two districts by now, but he's waiting to see where his miners are going. And now let's talk about how silly miners really are. The number one clan in the world for over half a year has been White Wolves NL. They became the first clan just this week to reach 6,000 trophies, so big congratulations to them, but they're the clan at the very top that averages the least number of fails per raid weekend. They get one fail, basically fail to two-shot one district per 300 attacks, but they have to plan out their hits carefully, especially when they face really good clans and really good layouts in order to maintain that hit rate. They currently sit at maxed upgrades, meaning they play against the highly upgraded clans and not the 1600 minus clans, but they run a special clan that is currently number 9 in the world, called Mortal Devils, sitting at 1600 minus upgrades. So the same guys that play in White Wolves are also playing over there, but what's special about Mortal Devils is that they intentionally do not start their raid weekend or any of their 300 attacks until the last 12 hours on Sunday, and see how high they can push by spamming in all their hits while never planning a single one out. Since the release of Miners and the Dark Arts, Mortal Devils is performing substantially better than their main clan White Wolves. They loot over 1.7 million capital gold per raid weekend compared to White Wolves that sits just around 1.6 million. In fact, every single week, the top performing clans now are all 1600 minus clans, because you simply cannot compete with their force quit miner strategies when you've got as many defenses as you have upgraded. That is a huge mistake. No matter how optimally you play, you cannot touch them. Sag got 84 one-shots this previous raid weekend, the clan I'm currently watching. And the record now sits at 93 one-shots shared by 2 clans, with the average 1600 minus clan with competent players getting an average of over 50 per raid weekend. Clan Capital is a game mode you're supposed to be spending multiple attacks per district, but not with Miner, not anymore, not against this Wizard Valley that's worth 8k capital gold that's getting taken out in one blow with Force Quit Miners. And the base since the update that has gotten beaten down the most by Miner has been Dragon Cliffs. Dragon Cliffs used to be the hardest district for most people to take out, but ever since Miner, this base has become a joke. By far the easiest one. You drop the Frostbolt on top of the dragons, on top of the big defenses inside the base. That is a huge value frost. 3 dragons, the Blast Bow, as well as Inferno Tower. When the dragons are standing inside the Frostbolt combined with the Miner digging ability, the dragons can never get a single breath on top of your miners and are completely useless on defense, unlike before where they were so devastating to face up against. But look at these dragons, they're just staring at the miners and doing absolutely nothing. He has a heal spell down to heal his miners through the splash defenses, through the Blast Bow as they blast through the Blast Bow, and there's not much left on the base. When the miners finish off the District Hall, there is no building on top of this base that has enough HP to keep the miners above ground for long enough to ever get shot at by the dragons. So once this thing goes down and the dragons can't catch up to them because they're in the Frost Spell, the base is already over. This thing is getting one shot with so many miners still left on the map, and the attacker has probably already force quit the app by now and one shot another 3 bases with his time. But that is the big difference between 1600 minus clans and 2000 plus upgrade clans, is that the 1600 minus guys, they don't have to plan out their attacks, they don't have to even do their attacks basically, and they get those free one shots and are breaking the records. And with their time that they're able to save, they're able to do the important things in life, like taking candy from children, like throwing plastic into the ocean, you know, the real God's work. The stuff that someone has to do, but no one is willing to because no one has the time. Everyone is planning out their hits in the clan capital, except these 1600 minus missionaries who are really saving the world. And even when miners don't one-shot in this upgrade range, there are other strategies that can work. I am finally coming in. I'm not trusted with miners by the guys, but I am coming in with my Sparky against this compact bases. Compact bases are worse to deal with the miners because there's too much DPS grouped at once. If you can't freeze all the defenses, they will absolutely blast through your miners. But look at this Sparky go to town. 4 defenses down. I'm using the Rams to tank instead of the Giants. When there's this many point defenses, they will blast through your Giants way too quickly and you won't get much tanking out of them. And so the Rams, with the help of the Barbarians inside, they do a much better job at distracting the defenses as the Sparky slowly works its way through. I'm dropping down my Giants to tank the one cannon, and then afterwards the Sparky is able to finish off the rocket artillery without going into too much fire. She'll push herself back outside of range of any defenses, and then we will drop down a Ram to lead the Sparky into the base. Use a bunch more Rams. Look at how many defenses and look at how long the Rams are distracting all of them. They can just do nothing. The Frostspell is on the backside on top of the rocket artilleries and Inferno Towers that are stacked up like this. Like I said, the bases down here, not only are they rushed, not only are you attacking them with maxed out troops, they're also quite poor. Look at that one Sparky Blast, 2 Inferno Towers, rocket artillery, Tesla, as well as a couple other defenses to boot. But man, this is silly as the Sparky is moving its way through to the last few defenses. We use some barbs on the left side to clear the trash buildings to work its way over there, because we have one rocket balloon to finish off the last air defense and sweep through the backside defenses. A couple barbs to sneak in to take out the District Hall and the rocket artillery, as well as the rapid rocket, which the Sparky seems to be skipping, but the balloons are taking out the last 2 defenses on the base. And when the Sparky gets one more shot on top of the rapid rocket, this base is officially one shot with a swag barrel, a swag ram. Man, playing at 1600 minus, this game is so much different. Everything is easier, doors open up to you, and one shots are galore. And here we go once again with another Sparky attack against this Wizard Valley. Because it's clumped like this, once again, the miners are not going to do very well against this base, especially with this backside giant cannon over here that's going to shoot at the miners for a long time before you're ever able to reach it. So we are going in with a Sparky attack to chain down all of the defenses that are super clumped. We use a jump spell to expose the right flank and then a ram to break our Sparky into the top corner of the base. Our rams that we use to distract actually pull a Mega Hidden Tesla to die to the Sparky splash as well, but we're making sure we distract the Inferno Towers, which are huge threats to the Sparky. A giant to go in to deal a little bit of damage, and so our Sparky can one-shot that thing, but we're using a couple of rams, but we're mainly using giants on this attack because there's not too much DPS concentrated on one section of the base, and also the rams are going to go towards the walls, and they're not going to be as effective as going straight towards the defenses and distracting them. They'll sort of sidetrack and not really go ahead of the Sparky, and so we bring a couple more giants on this hit. One barrel up the right side. This is very nice. I notice that the splash defenses are going to get killed by the Sparky, and that Wizard Tower goes down before it gets a single shot on the Larrys, and so those Larry barrels are going to do so much work at distracting all of those point defenses inside of the base. I actually make a mistake here. I should have been quicker on my barbarians to finish off this district hall as quickly as possible because I need to open up the deployment zone, and so we can get an angle on top of those defenses on the backside to distract this Inferno Tower most importantly. But because we don't finish off the district hall fast enough, the Inferno Tower locks on. It's level 4, so the Sparky does not one-shot it even with the Rage spell, and so we quickly use the ram to get those barbarians towards the Inferno Tower as the Inferno Tower gets fully ramped up, and the Sparky has taken a lot of damage. We have a pack of minions up the right side. Once the air defenses are all cleared, the minions can finish off the cannon carts as well as finish off the last few trash defenses on this base, but we need to keep our Sparky alive with this giant and the last one we have in the camps, just so the giants and the Sparky can finish off the air defense and the spear thrower, and the minions can clean up the rest from here. But the giants do a great job at distracting these underlevel defenses, and that is another Wizard Valley, another base to go down with Sparky. And here we go up against a builder's workshop this time, and look at all of these buildings that are super clumped up, all for Sparky chains. We jump our way towards so we can save some space in rams, a free spell on top of all those backside defenses, and then we go in with giants to distract all of the splash defenses as the Sparky works her way in and blasts down the defenses one at a time. I go with the giants once again because I can't get an angle on the rams because the rams target walls. That means the rams are going to go behind and not actually go forward and tank the defenses, so that means we have to use the giants and distract all the defenses one at a time. A barrel to go up the right side to help DPS down some of that high damage point defense, but the Sparky is sneaking its way in. The Larrys are actually going to finish off the giant cannons before the Sparky gets a shot, but they're going to help me to take out the blast bow and make sure the Sparky doesn't get taken out by too much damage as she approaches this base. But on this base, we're planning to take out all of the splash defenses on the entry, and then we have a bunch of barrels for the backside to distract all of the point defenses and try to work our way through those last couple of defenses so the Sparky doesn't run into any time issues. So the Sparky, the main issue with the Sparky against low level defenses and trying to one-shot them is that she runs into a lot of time issues. Even when the defenses are super compact and she's taking a ton of them out at once, she pushes herself back and she has to travel a long distance to get to the next one with her slow speed. But now we drop down the rage spell once we get into the multi-cannons to one-shot all of that high damage with the help of some ramps to help distract, and then the Sparky is going to go to town one-shotting everything in her way, take out the Wizard Towers afterwards. I am hoping that the Sparky will go after the giant cannon afterwards, but it seems to be that the Sparky is not pathing towards the giant cannon, so we invest a couple of troop space in terms of barrels to try to use the barrel death damage to try to crash down and take out the giant cannon with a couple more barrels on the backside. There's not too many defenses left on the base. We'll use those barrels to try to help distract and pick off whatever we can, but there's a ton of traps on the backside as well, but hopefully the Sparky has enough to get through those last defenses. One more barrel on top of the spear thrower, a zap, traps, and bombs, but that was only one barrel and two are left to help blast down the spear thrower as the Sparky takes out the last cannon, which can shoot at her, and it's just a matter of cleanup at this point. We'll fast forward from here as the Sparky takes out the last couple of defenses on this base. And wait, what's going on? Oh no. Oh, Sparky, get over there. No, 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 this This isn't how this is supposed to go. What? No. Now that we've taken out Builder's Workshop in one attack, let's see if we can do the same against a 10k Barbarian camp. Starting off with a ramp to go in, open up some walls, test for some traps, barrel to distract all the defenses, then 2 Barbarians to finish off the Spear Thrower, hug around the wall to take that thing out so we can get an angle on top of this cannon with our Sparky and blast all of those backside point defenses. Some more barrels to go in, blast down some defenses as well as distract all of the point defenses on the backside. 1 barrel pulled all the traps and then the rest of the Larrys are safe. But this Barbarian camp looks super goofy. This setup, I'm not sure what this base is, but we will try to pick this base apart by picking apart all of its weaknesses. Some more rams to give some more Barbarians to distract all the defenses on the backside to make sure they do not shoot at my Sparky ever. And these Giants are a little bit too far away to try to go after the Sparky as she shoots down this air defense over here. But at this point, we'll just let the Sparky go. We'll let her tank a couple shots from the defenses. These are low level defenses, and Sparky is quite beefy on her own, especially once she finishes off this Spear Thrower as well as this cannon. The bomb tower basically does no damage to her, and we can save the rams for later on into the base, but we have no spells for the Sparky in this case. We use all of our spells as zap spells for those middle few air bombs inside the base. That way, that'll expose the backside towards some rocket balloon spam and try to take out all of those defenses back there. But once the Sparky starts walking her way in, we'll use some rams to try to distract the rocket artillery. Actually, we're late on that ram, but it ends up pulling a Tesla and distracting the Tesla instead. And so the Sparky is able to chain down all those Teslas inside the base as well, which are some of the last air threats that are going to be left on this Barbarian camp. But we use 2 rocket balloons to quickly finish off that rocket artillery. Unfortunately, a Tesla pops in the middle there, but we have 2 more rocket balloons, 1 on each of the air defenses, and those rocket balloons need to be enough to take out those last couple of defenses on this base. But we'll fast forward from here as those Sparky works her way through the last mortar. Then we can get an angle on both of the air defenses, and those balloons are going to group up and have enough to go in after the last Tesla on this base and finish off the remaining buildings over here. But the Tesla is shooting at my balloons, but my balloons are going to get there in time and take out the Tesla. No, get, finish the cannon, take it out. Manny, get it, stop it, stop shooting at my Mannies. No, this isn't how this is supposed to go, no. Alright, so clearly I may not be cut out for 1600 minus gaming, but that will not deter me. I will go back to training in the dark arts, train in the 1-finger miner spam so I can get good enough to one-shot these districts like all these pros here. Miner spam is broken even at max. You should be using it and getting your clanmates to abuse it and take advantage of it as long as you can, because I'm sure it's going to get nerfed at some point. Copium. But like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's video, and take care.